Imagine this. Two friends graduate on the same day, same degree, same age, same dreams. One of them starts investing $100 a month, not a lot, just the cost of a few coffees. The other says, I'll start later when I earn more. Fast forward 10 years. The first friend hasn't done anything special. No stock tips, no crypto luck, no big salary. But something strange has happened. His money has started growing faster on its own. Another 10 years pass. Now people think this person is naturally good with money. He is not. He simply understood one invisible force. A force so powerful that it quietly decides who struggles and who doesn't. Albert Einstein reportedly called this force the eighth wonder of the world. Not electricity, not fire, not gravity. Here's the scary part. Most people don't fail financially because they don't earn enough. They fail because they don't respect time. Compounding doesn't reward intelligence. It rewards patience. In the beginning, it looks useless, slow, almost pointless. So people ignore it. But compounding is like a snowball rolling downhill. Tiny at first, harmless until it isn't. And by the time you notice how powerful it is, it's already too late to catch up. That's why Einstein warned us. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. So what did he really mean? Why did one of the smartest minds in history believe this simple idea was more powerful than most inventions? And how is it silently affecting your money right now? Whether you realize it or not, that's exactly what we're about to uncover. Let me tell you a story. There was a Chinese farmer who planted a bamboo seed. He watered it every day. He took care of the soil. He protected it from animals. After 1 year, nothing happened. No plant, no visible growth, just soil. Year 2, still nothing. Year 3, nothing. Year 4, nothing. If you were watching from the outside, you would probably think this farmer was foolish, wasting time, wasting water, wasting effort. But in the 5th year, something unbelievable happens. Within just a few weeks, that bamboo tree grows over 80 feet tall. 80 feet. Now here's the real question. Did the bamboo grow 80 feet in a few weeks? Or did it grow for 5 years? The truth is, it was growing the entire time. But it wasn't growing upward, it was growing downward. It was building roots, strong, deep roots that could support massive height. Because if it had grown 80 feet in the first year without roots, it would have collapsed. Compounding works exactly the same way. In the beginning, you don't see progress. Your investments don't look impressive. Your savings feel small. Your portfolio looks boring. You water it anyway. You stay consistent anyway. You keep investing anyway. And most people quit in year 1. Some quit in year 2. Almost everyone quits in year 3 or 4, but the few who stay suddenly enter year 5. And from the outside, it looks like overnight success, but it wasn't overnight. It was invisible growth. This is the silent phase of compounding. And just like the bamboo tree, the growth you don't see is often more important than the growth you do see. Because when your financial roots are strong, when time has done its work, the upward growth becomes explosive. And by then, nobody can catch up easily. What if I told you that if I offered you $1 million today, or 1 penny that doubles every day for 30 days? Most people choose the million. It feels obvious. But that 1 penny would turn into over $5 million in just 30 days. That's compounding. And the scary part? On day 10, it's only worth $5. On day 20, it's only about $5,000. It looks small. It looks useless. Until the final few days, when it explodes. That's the first secret of compounding. It hides its power until the end. Now let me tell you an ancient story. A king in India was introduced to the game of chess. He loved it. So he asked the inventor what reward he wanted. The inventor said something that sounded humble. Place 1 grain of rice on the first square of the chessboard. Double it on every square after that. The king laughed. He thought it was cheap. 1 grain, 2 grains, 4 grains, 8 grains. By the 10th square, it was just 512 grains, still tiny. By the 20th square, about 1,000,000 grains, now noticeable. But by the 64th square, the total would be 18 quintillion grains of rice. That's more rice than the kingdom could produce in centuries. The king couldn't pay it. Why? Because he underestimated exponential growth. And that's exactly what most people do with money. Compounding does not grow in straight lines. It grows like this: slow, 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 then sudden. And because the beginning feels slow, people quit too early. That's why early investors look like geniuses later, but they're not smarter. They just didn't interrupt the process. Now let's bring this to real life. If you invest $500 a month at an average 10% annual return, after 10 years, you have about $100,000. After 20 years, around $380,000. After 30 years, over $1 million. Notice something important. The last 10 years added more money than the first 20 combined. That's compounding, accelerating. Most of the growth happens at the end, which means the hardest part is simply staying invested. Here's another real example. Warren Buffett made the majority of his wealth after age 50, not because he suddenly discovered a secret stock, but because he had been compounding since he was a teenager. If he had started at 40 instead of 10, he wouldn't be Warren Buffett. Time did the heavy lifting. And compounding isn't just about money, it's about habits. If you improve just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you're not 365% better. You're nearly 37 times better. That's the math of small improvements stacked over time. Your health compounds, your knowledge compounds, your network compounds, or your debt compounds, your missed opportunities compound. Compounding doesn't care whether it's helping or hurting you. It simply multiplies whatever you give it. Here's the dangerous part. People think they need big actions. They don't. They need consistent small actions, because big actions without time are weak. Small actions with time are unstoppable. Let's go back to the penny example. On day 29, that penny is worth about $2.6 million. On day 30, it crosses $5 million. Half the total growth happened in the last 2 days. Imagine quitting on day 27. You'd walk away thinking it didn't work. That's what most investors do emotionally during market dips. They quit before the exponential phase. Compounding rewards 3 things: time, patience, and staying in the game. It does not reward emotion, hype, or constant switching. So why did Einstein call compounding the 8th wonder of the world? Because it's invisible, it's predictable, and it's unbelievably powerful, like gravity. You don't see it working, but over decades, it shapes everything. The truth is simple: you don't need to be extraordinary. You need to start early, stay consistent, and avoid interrupting growth. Because compounding doesn't need talent, it needs time. And whether you respect it or ignore it, it's already working. The only question is it working for you or against you? Charlie Munger said the big secret of investing is to sit on your hands. Why? Because interrupting compounding is the fastest way to kill it. Even Isaac Newton, one of the smartest scientists in history, admitted he could calculate the movement of planets, but not the madness of people who refuse to stay patient in markets. That tells you something powerful. Intelligence doesn't beat compounding, discipline does. And this idea doesn't belong only to investors. James Clear, who studies habits, says small actions repeated daily create massive change over time. That's compounding in real life. Naval Ravikant says wealth isn't built by working harder, but by building systems that grow while you sleep. That's compounding again, working quietly in the background. Across science, business, and life, the message is the same. Small things done consistently, given enough time, become unstoppable. The tragedy is that most people understand this too late. They see compounding work in others' lives and call it luck, without realizing it was patience doing the heavy lifting. And this is exactly why this channel exists. Our aim with Capital Simplified is to break down finance, investing, money, and how companies really work, without jargon, without confusion, and without fear. Because when concepts like compounding are explained simply, they stop being intimidating and start becoming empowering. If this video helped you see money differently, even a little, then staying connected here matters for your future. Subscribing isn't about supporting a channel, it's about choosing to understand money instead of guessing with it. And sharing this video isn't about helping us grow. It's about helping someone you care about start earlier, avoid mistakes, and let time work in their favor. Because compounding doesn't need talent. It doesn't need perfection. It only needs you to start and not stop. And if understanding money clearly can change one future, it's worth sharing.